Thanks, Ryan. Hi, everybody. Steve Rondinero, glad to be with you and trying to move the ball forward here in this era of COVID. Boy, the uncertainty that has hit our activity and every single member core of Drum Corps International. Why do I volunteer? That was the question put to us. Well, you know, as a member of the DCI Hall of Fame and a 42-year broadcaster, I'm still not sure how that happened to the championships. I feel like I'm almost a part of every drum corps, and every drum corps is a part of me after so many decades. And we all have to pull together to get us through this thing. The Vanguard in particular, let me tell you about that love affair. I think that started back in 1971. I was with the Squires of Watkins Glen, New York. It was my hometown corps, started when I was 10 years old, I think. And we were starting to get decent at that point, making our way through the Class B ranks. And we were at the World Open in Lynn, Massachusetts at Manning Bowl in 1971. We had made the Class B finals the night before, so we were there to see the big guys the next night. And it was my first time to see the Santa Clara Vanguard. I'm a brass guy, and I'm down there near the front of the stadium. And when that horn line hit the impact from the overture to the Globe from Henry V, it was like, wow. I'd never heard a drum corps horn line sound like that before. And I was hooked. And that love affair has continued to this day. So that's why I volunteer, and that's why I love the Vanguard. So we got to keep this thing going. That's our objective here tonight. In this hour, we're going to hear from Michael Gaines, talk about a genius among us. We'll also have some more Santa Clara Vanguard history with a show montage from the 90s. Hello, all my friends out there in drum corps land and across the world of pageantry arts. This is going to be a fun thing right here. Get to talk to somebody I have long admired in the activity. Well, let me just present to you a bit of the resume here. I'll put the glasses on so I can run down the list of accomplishments. Won the Bands of America Championship 7 times. Was the WGI Independent World Class Color Guard Champ 8 times, won DCI 8 times, as well as a WGI Hall of Famer and a fellow DCI Hall of Famer. You know who I'm talking about by now. It is my pleasure to welcome to the Front and Center program the new Interim Director of Program Operations for the Vanguard Music and Performing Arts, Mr. Michael Gaines. Michael,
hi,
welcome.
Steve. Thank you so much, and thanks for doing this for us for our Front and Center campaign. It really means a lot to all of us.
So I remember back in the day when I saw the first of those amazing Cavalier drills, and we talked in the booth about, hey, we got to talk to this Michael Gaines guy. He's a creative genius. And people, well, he doesn't like to talk. He's pretty introverted. We'll have a hard time getting him up here in the booth. And here we are chatting, and you do clinics, you do all kinds of education. In fact, I want to take it back to 2003. Let's take a look at one of your first interviews.
Oh, boy.
That's the brain of Cavaliers visual designer Michael Gaines. Now, to say that Mike is a shy person is an understatement. It's taken us 2 years to persuade him to sit down for a video interview. He did so earlier today. Hey, Michael, thanks for doing this with us.
No problem, and happy to.
What sparked your interest in writing drill? How did you come to do this as a living?
Actually, I came from the color guard community first, and I did a lot of winter guard type stuff. And then Steve Brubaker wrote the drill for the Cavaliers, late 80s or early 90s, and his health started failing him in the early 90s, and he needed some help finishing it, so he asked me to fill in and help out. He and the drill writer at that time, Greg Buklacki, both needed some help finishing it up, so I volunteered. I didn't really know what I was doing at that point, but thought, why not? Let's give it a shot. It's just a bigger arena than winter guard, so.
So Michael, are you a little more comfortable with the limelight now?
Yeah, I do remember successfully avoiding the interviews for a number of years back then. But yeah, Dan tracked me down, and he's such a great guy. I do remember that day. I woke up sick as a dog, so I'm going to blame a lot of it on that. But a lot of the awkwardness on that.
I think people have gotten a lot more insight into the real Michael Gaines through the adventures with your dog Kayak. That's been a lot of fun to watch. In fact, let's do that.
Come on, buddy. You can do it. You can do it. It's okay. Come on. Come on down. You can do it. You can do it, buddy. Come on. There you go. There you go. Come on. Come on. All right. We'll try again tomorrow. Good boy. Good boy. Yes. You did it.
Boy, that's right up there with teaching a block rotation. Michael, a lot of patience there in that video. What have you learned about patience over the years?
Oh, well, I mean, with Kayak, that was, he's the first dog I ever had, so we were both kind of learning together and stumbling through. But, I guess, it's not altogether different from teaching young people how to do things they never dreamed they could. Everyone has their own speed at which they learn. Everyone has their own learning curve, and everyone has their own personalities. And I think part of growing up in the activity and then teaching in the activity is you learn how people are different in some ways and how to navigate those differences. And you learn that people are similar in a lot of ways. And so you kind of take all that together and figure out what exactly works with one student versus another. And you try to kind of mitigate all those factors in being as helpful as you can and as patient as you can.
Okay. Oh, man, this could get a million answers from a million different people. What's your favorite SCV show that you didn't teach or write?
I think it would probably be one of the ones that I saw when I was a performer. And I'm gonna go with '89 actually, because I was marching Cavaliers then, and we used to see them. And I remember that was, aside from the great horn line and Myron wrote a fantastic drill, that was, I think that was the first year that Wes Cartwright was there and gave a new identity to the color guard as well. And I just remember thinking that the whole thing just really, really worked well.
Well, I think that takes care of us. Thanks for taking the time to chat. And, I can't wait to get this COVID behind us and see what comes out of SCV land next. You guys have been on a great creative role.
Oh, it's been exciting. I love the people here, the performers. It's just so much support, and I'm with you. As soon as we can get past all this craziness, it's going to be some more great years in the future.
All right, Michael Gaines, thank you, folks. Thank you for tuning in this little visit with a DCI legend, Mr. Michael Gaines. Good luck to you, my friend.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Well, that's kind of fun with the Mellows. We'll have to see how long they can keep that going. Talk about breath control here. Let's talk a little bit about why we're here. People give to people, and they give to build or sustain something that's worthwhile and positive, like the Santa Clara Vanguard. So we'd like you to consider giving. You can check out the various levels at which you can donate. It's nice they figured all that out for you in advance. I'm kind of partial to the loud donor, the $153 level. But, you know, here's the other way to look at this, okay? COVID has screwed up our drum corps season. COVID has screwed up our lives. Here's your chance to punch COVID in the nose and help the Vanguard to make sure that they're there when we get back on the field in 2021.
Ladies and gentlemen, under the direction of Sean Gallant and Charles Cross, the Santa Clara Vanguard.
Love that 2018 show. It was the buzz that night in the stadium. It still brings goosebumps to this day, and I'm going to guess it'll continue to bring goosebumps whenever you watch it. You know, Michael Gaines, talk about a guy who's had an impact on this activity. When he left the activity after his stint with the Cavaliers, I was bummed, to be honest. I thought, man, there goes a great creative force. We don't have him around anymore. And then when I saw he was coming back with the Santa Clara Vanguard, that was great to see, because you knew wherever Michael went, great things were going to happen. So we know good things are ahead for SCV. You know, you can't ask for money without having thank you gifts, right? I've done enough of these for PBS that I'm not going to offer you a koozie or anything, but you get some cool stuff here from the Vanguard, like Christmas ornaments or the Pièce de Résistance, that 50th anniversary book. What a collector's item. That is something special for any drum corps fan. So go ahead, pick your level, give now, and then you can sit back and enjoy the rest of the night guilt-free.